started raining at 8 o'clock and didn't stop until 4 hours later. What time was it when it stopped raining? It was 10 o'clock when Ken began raking the yard. He raked all the leaves into piles and stuffed them into bags. It took Ken 2 hours to collect all the leaves. What time was it when Ken finished raking the yard? Wendy woke up at 8 o'clock. She brushed her teeth, ate breakfast, and got dressed in 1 hour. What time was it when Wendy was ready for school? Bella took a math test. The test started at 3 o'clock, and was 1 hour long. What time was it when Bella's test ended? Logan started picking apples in an orchard at 9 o'clock. He filled 3 buckets in 3 hours and then stopped. What time was it when Logan stopped picking apples? Grace went to watch a parade. It started with a marching band at 10 o'clock and ended with a float 3 hours later. What time was it when the parade finished? Anna set out on a walk at 12 o'clock. She walked by some shops and through the park. 1 hour later, she returned home. What time was it when Anna got home? Abby went on a tour of an old, historic mansion. The tour started at 4:30 and lasted for 30 minutes. What time was it when Abby finished touring the mansion? At 5:30, Steve began washing the family car. He finished 30 minutes later. What time was it when Steve finished washing the car? Luke went sailing with his parents. They got on the boat at 2 o'clock. They were on the boat for 4 hours and 30 minutes. What time was it when Luke and his parents got off the boat? Luke got in line for a roller coaster at 12:30. He waited 1 hour and 30 minutes to get on the ride. What time was it when Luke rode the roller coaster? Lily made lasagna for dinner. She put the lasagna into the oven at 5 o'clock and took it out 30 minutes later. What time was it when Lily took out the lasagna? Beth and Jenny went running. They started down the path at 9:30. They ran for 30 minutes. What time was it when Beth and Jenny finished their run? It was 3 o'clock when Anna began raking the yard. She raked all the leaves into piles and stuffed them into bags. It took Anna 5 hours to collect all the leaves. What time was it when Anna finished raking the yard? Beth works at the grocery store. On Saturday she went to work at 10:30 and worked for 4 hours. What time was it when Beth finished working? Deb decided to volunteer at the library. Her shift started at 2:30. She volunteered for 3 hours. What time was it when Deb finished volunteering? Lena and Gabe went to the opera. The performance started at 7:30 and was 3 hours long. What time was it when the opera ended? Dustin left for work at 7:30. He got stuck in traffic and didn't arrive until 1 hour later. What time was it when Dustin arrived at work? Mary took a math test. The test started at 11 o'clock and was 30 minutes long. What time was it when Mary's test ended? Betty went on a field trip to the History Museum. She arrived at the museum at 12:30 and left 5 hours later. What time was it when Betty left the museum? It was 12:30 when Rob began doing laundry. It took him 3 hours and 30 minutes to wash all of the dirty clothes. What time was it when Rob finished doing laundry? And arrived at the train station at 9 o'clock. She waited 30 minutes until her train came. What time was it when the train came? Danny and Maria went for a bike ride through a park. They started their ride near the pond at 4 o'clock. They rode until they reached the soccer field 2 hours later. What time was it when Danny and Maria reached the soccer field? Molly got home from school at 5 o'clock. She decided to bake muffins as an after-school snack. It took Molly 1 hour to prepare and bake the muffins. What time was it when the muffins were done? Ava's band rehearsal started at 3 o'clock and was 2 hours long. What time was it when Ava's rehearsal ended? Ian built a new fence in the yard and decided to paint it red. He started painting it at 10 o'clock and finally finished 2 hours later. What time was it when Ian finished painting the new fence? At 11:30, Nick began cleaning the kitchen. It took him 1 hour and 30 minutes. What time was it when Nick finished? Lena went shopping at the mall. She arrived at the mall at 4 o'clock. She visited the shoe store, the bookstore, and the electronics store, and left the mall 2 hours and 30 minutes later. What time was it when Lena left the mall? Gabby went to watch a parade. It started with a marching band at 8:30 and ended with a float 2 hours later. What time was it when the parade finished? Tommy drove to the mall on a busy shopping day. He got to the mall parking lot at 12:30, but he didn't find a parking spot until 30 minutes later. What time was it when Tommy finally parked the car?